right, welcome back everyone. This is going to be a short class where we'll do some work with mobilizing the upper back and a lot of twisting work in the upper back. And I have to thank Laura Heyman, I think it's how you pronounce her name, for giving me the idea for the first pattern in this flow. You might want a blanket and grab any other props that might support you for this practice, and we'll meet on our hands and our knees. So you can shift forwards onto your hands and your knees. Move that blanket over to the side if you had it. And tuck your toes under and start to shift forwards and back on your hands and knees so that you can feel into your wrist joints a little. And you can add in your breath and just feel your connection with the ground here. Notice your thoughts, tuning in to yourself, and this is your practice. So shift to the center there so your bones stacked, and then turn your hands so your fingertips turn out to the sides, and then move left to right in that range. And keep your arms as straight as you can, sensing into both of your wrists, sort of pushing yourself from one side to the other. And you can vary speed in this movement. You can move slowly or quickly. And then we'll come to the center and we'll turn our hands all the way around, or as far as you can get, with your fingers towards your knees. And some of you might want to walk your knees in a little to take a little weight off of your wrists. And then you can shift again forwards and back. And some of you, if you like, you can sit right back onto your heels there and round your upper back and tuck your chin and allow for a couple smooth, long, deep breaths if you're in this variation. And if it's too much sensation for you, then that's fine. All of the variations given in this class are equal value always. So you might be pulsing there instead of being still. And then we'll come forwards out of that. You can shake your hands out, replace them on the mat. And let's take our left hand behind the back of the head. So you're just weighted on your right hand there. And you can tuck your toes again and let your hips drop back towards your heels a little. And then we'll exhale and draw our left elbow towards our right elbow crease, kind of turning to look over your right shoulder. And then on your inhale, open it up into this little kind of awkward twist. And exhale, curl in. We'll do this 3 times. Look behind you. And then open up into that awkward twist, resisting your head moving back too much. So last one, curl in, and then push into your bottom hand and find that range there. And then come to neutral and let your left hand come down. We'll take our right hand behind the back of the head. And again, we'll close it up. So take the right elbow to the left elbow crease. And then inhale, open it up into that awkward twist. So we'll close up, exhale, and inhale, open it up. You can shift back a little bit if you want. Close up, last one here. And then open it up, shift back a little bit, and let your right hand come down to the floor. Okay, so let's take our left hand this time up, but open right up towards the ceiling. Take a breath there and push your bottom hand into the ground so you clear out your bottom collarbone, keep it nice and wide. And then swing your left hand under your right armpit until your left shoulder and your left temple come down to the floor. And you can press into your right hand here and even let your feet come together if that helps you in the pelvis. And take a couple breaths into your upper back. You can also imagine that someone's kind of pulling your hips back behind you and get a little more length into your spine. And then let's press into our right hand, come all the way back to all fours, center it out. Let's inhale, arch your spine, look up. And then exhale, tuck your tailbone under, press into the ground, round your back. One more time like that. Inhale, arch your spine, look up. Exhale, push into your hands, round your spine. Come to your neutral spine there. Right arm up, this time right up to the ceiling, and press down through your bottom hand. And just notice your range there in the upper back twisting. You can also move your hips a bit back. And then sweep it under your left armpit till your temple and your head come to the ground. And you can move your left hand a little forwards if you like, in front of you, and push into it so that that assists you in that rotation of your upper back. Let your neck relax, take an extra breath, and let your hips slide back a bit. Left hand to the ground, come back up onto all fours. Bones stack there, shoulders over the wrists, and then inhale and arch your spine, and exhale and round your spine. Inhale and arch your spine, and exhale and round your spine. Good, come to neutral there, tuck your toes, and reach back into your downward facing dog, pedaling out through your feet. Let one heel drop and then the other one lift, shifting your weight side to side. You might find some stillness there. Take a couple breaths. Notice your connection to the ground, your hands and feet, how you're breathing, whatever you're thinking about, notice it. Maybe come back to your present experience here. And then let's walk our feet towards our hands, and we'll come to the top of the mat, feet in between the hands. Inhale, halfway lift, so your hands could be on your shins or fingertips to the floor. And exhale, bend your knees and fold in your forward fold. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale that halfway lift, and exhale and fold. You might straighten your legs a little more. Last one, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in, and then stay for 3 breaths in your fold. You could hold the backs of your thighs here, or your calves, or ragdoll your arms. And you might shift your weight a little forwards. 2. And 3. Weight your heels there. Take your arms out to the sides like you have a big wingspan. And then open yourself up. Come all the way up to standing. Look up, reach up. And exhale your hands down by your sides. Beautiful. Inhale your arms out and up. Exhale, bend your knees and fold forwards. Inhale your right foot back into a long lunge. Exhale your right knee down and untuck the back toes. Plant your right foot down. Take your left hand behind the back of your head. So same action here. On your next exhale, close up, left elbow to right elbow crease. And on your inhale, open it up into a twist. We'll do that 3 times. Exhale, close it up. Inhale, open it up. Press your bottom hand into the ground. Exhale, close it up. Turn, look behind you. And then press down, open it up. And now open your left hand up to the sky. Let's take 3 breaths here. 1, you might even let it fall a little behind you. 2, aim your hips straight back behind you. And 3, let your left hand come to the floor and then pick up your back toes so you're back in that low lunge and plant the back foot on a wide angle. So you're gonna windmill up into warrior 2 and then windmill your arms up so you land in your warrior 2. Let's take 3 breaths here. You might lower your hands so that the little bit of tension on the top of the shoulders can soften. And you could look over your front hand if you like. Notice your feet and that connection that your feet have to the ground. Are you heavier in your toes or your heels? Are you heavier in your front foot or your back foot? 1 more breath. Okay, let's reverse this warrior. So right hand slides down your right leg, left arm reaches up, out, and over, and bend your top arm like it's a little bit lazy. And then see if you can actually arc your armpit towards the ceiling and also let your right ear dangle towards your right shoulder. So it's like a big left side bend. 1 more breath. And then reach up with that left arm and take your left elbow to your left knee. So you're sinking down. And then take your right arm, the big sunrise action, over your head and bend the arm like it's lazy. Dangle your fingertips and then let your left ear hang down towards your left shoulder. And instead of making this a straight line like your classic extended side angle, make it a big bend, like you're trying to take your right armpit towards the ceiling. One more breath. Let your head really hang over to the left. Okay, let's reverse all the way into reverse warrior. So we're going to take our right arm up, down the leg, and open that up for a breath. And then we're going to come forwards and start to straighten your left leg so your left toes come up off the mat. And then take your left fingertips to the ground and your right hand up. So you might have not seen this shape before. Some people call it rainbow warrior. So left fingertips down, right up. Find a twist. You might look back behind you or even up. And you've got a really strong left leg, left hamstring, posterior leg here. We're going to shift it from the back foot into warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Windmill your arms to the ground. Step back to your downward facing dog. And let's take a couple breaths. You might pedal out your feet or shift your hips side to side. You could even close your eyes and notice the difference between the two sides of your body, left and right. You can bend your knees and step or hop, however you like. Find your feet in between your hands at the top of the mat. 3 times, halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, and fold. Stay for 3 breaths. 1, let your head hang. 2, 3. Heels heavy, arms like wings. Come all the way up to stand. Reach up, look up, maybe a little arc back. And then exhale your hands down by your sides. Whole sequence, other side. So arms out and up. Fold forwards. Left foot this time, back into that long lunge. Inhale. Exhale, left knee down, untuck the back toes. Take your right hand behind the back of your head. Can fall into your left hand and close up that twist. Right elbow towards the left elbow crease. And then inhale, open it up into that twist. Press your head back into your hand. Close it up, exhale. Open it up. Exhale, close it up, look behind you. Open it up, see if you can twist from your ribs. And then open your right arm towards the ceiling. You can look up this time. Maybe let your head fall a bit back. For 1. Aim your hips straight back. 2. And 3, circle your right hand to the floor. Pick up your back knee by tucking your back toes under. You're back in that low lunge. And then place your back foot on a wide angle. And then windmill up in your warrior 2. And we'll sink into our warrior 2 for 3 breaths. So you can shimmy your feet so they're a little wide or find your just right stance. And notice the connection your feet have to the ground. Maybe lower your hands a little bit, soften the tops of your shoulders. How's your breath here? I'm going to reverse that warrior, but in that big, kind of droopy, dripping side bend. So left hand down your leg, and then bend your top right arm, and arc your armpit towards the ceiling, and see if you can get into those beautiful little intercostal muscles in between your ribs, your armpit. Sometimes I like to think about breathing right up into the breast tissue if you have breasts, opening the breath right up into the chest. And then we're going to windmill it, come all the way up, take the right elbow to your right knee, take your left arm up, out, and over into that extended side angle, but make it a big drippy extended side angle. So lift your left armpit to the ceiling. Let your right ear dangle towards your right shoulder, and it doesn't matter what it looks like, just see if you can get into that left top side. in between the ribs. One more breath. We're going to take it right back into reverse warrior. So strong in the legs, left hand down, right arm up. And then as we come up, start to straighten the right leg, but kick the toes up. So you're really digging your right heel into the ground. Take your right fingertips to the floor and twist to the back of the mat. Rainbow warrior. Maybe look up, maybe look behind you a little. One more breath. So stamp your right foot back into warrior 2. Reverse that warrior, take a big inhale, windmill your hands to the ground, step back to your down dog. This time take yourself to a plank. You can come to your knees here too or stay lifted up in your plank. And let's lower to a little chaturanga, so lower to the bottom part of a push-up. And then all the way down to the ground. Untuck your toes here. Let's take our hands a little forwards, press the toenail side down into the ground, and arc into your upper back. Come into an upper back cobra, and exhale, come down. Forehead taps the ground 2 more times. Engage your legs, your buttocks muscles, and come up into a cobra, and exhale, come down. This last one, let's do without the use of our hands. So we're gonna come up without our hands. Just hover those hands above the floor. Work the upper back muscles. And exhale, come down, hands by the low ribs. Tuck your toes. You can come to a knee plank or come right up to a full plank. And then back into downward facing dog. Okay, so we're gonna step or hop, top of the mat. Take your time, feet between the hands. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold 2 more times. Halfway lift. And fold. Again, halfway lift. Fold, take 3 breaths. 1, 2, 3, shift into your heels, arms open to the side. Let's come all the way up. Reach up maybe a little bit back. And exhale the hands down by the sides. Okay, we're gonna add a little onto that pattern. So a little quicker. Arms out and up. Fold forwards. Right foot back into a long lunge. Inhale. Exhale, right knee down to the ground, untuck the toes. Left hand behind the head. Exhale, next exhale, close it up. Inhale, open. Exhale, close it up. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, close. This time as you inhale, open your left arm to the ceiling. Take an extra breath. Next exhale, hand down to the ground. Left hand down, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee up. Back foot on a wide angle. Next inhale, windmill it up, warrior 2. Take a breath in and out. Reverse that, warrior, make it drip. Take a breath in and out. And when you're ready, take your next inhale to take you all the way into extended side angle. Left elbow on the left knee. Drip over, get into those muscles in between your ribs. Breath in. Breath out. And as you come up here, reverse the warrior. Come all the way up, warrior 2, and then start to press your left heel in, let left toes up, so strong left hamstring, and rainbow warrior. Turn to the back of your mat. Open your right arm. Okay, we're gonna switch it up here a little, so you can bend into your right leg a little, and we're gonna think about taking that weight from the back foot, press into the front foot, so it's a transfer of weight, and come all the way up to stand with our right knee in towards our chest. Yeah, just like that. So you can hold underneath your knee or on top of your knee and squeeze your knee in. And let's take 3 breaths. If you like, you can even take a hold of your big toe, take your left hand on your hip, and straighten your leg a little or a lot. 2. And 3. Okay, we're gonna let that leg go and we're gonna fall back into our rainbow warrior. So let your back foot land, left toes pop up, left fingers to the floor, twist. Take it into your warrior 2. Shift into your front foot. Land there. On your inhale, reverse that warrior. Windmill your hands. Step back, down dog. Breath in and out. Okay, step, hop, however you'd like to, feet between the hands. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Lengthen. And fold one more time. Lengthen. And fold. Stay a little, maybe pull yourself in a little more for 1, 2, and 3. Weight in the heels, take your wings out to the side, come all the way up, maybe a little bit up and back, and exhale your hands by your sides. Left side, inhale, arms out and up, and fold. Left foot back into that long lunge. Roll over your left toes, drop down your left foot, right hand behind the back of the head. Next, exhale, curl in. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, curl it in. Open it up. Curl in. Open it up, let the arm reach towards the sky, fingers point up, maybe a little back behind you. Take a breath in and a breath out. Right hand sweeps over your ear, comes to the ground. Tuck your back toes, elevate your back knee. Plant your back foot on an angle, wide angle. Warrior 2 stance. Inhale right up into warrior 2. Take a breath in and out. Reverse that warrior, drip out through your fingertips. Open up your right armpit. Take your breaths there. And then transition into that really rounded extended side angle. Right elbow to the right knee. Round up into your upper back. Into your armpit, into your ribs. And let your head hang. All the way back into that reverse warrior for a breath. And as you come up, start to straighten your right leg, kick your right toes up, bend your back knee, and rainbow warrior. See if you can get a little more twist in your upper back there. And now we're gonna do that funky move where we press from our back foot into our front foot and stand all the way up to the front of the mat. A little balance work, and pull the knee in. So you can stay there and take your 3 breaths, grounding into your bottom foot. Or if you wanna take your toe, straighten a little or a lot, go for that. Again, all equal value options. Mostly feel the connection of your right foot making contact with the ground. 2. And 3. So let's bend that left leg. We're gonna make it all the way back into the rainbow warrior. So nice slow motion, land into the back foot. Right toes up, right fingertips to the floor, twist to the back of the mat. Shift it into warrior 2. Reverse that warrior. Windmill your hands to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, ripple to a plank. You can take your knees down, lower slowly to Chaturanga or the lower part of a push-up. Push the ground away as you do that. Come all the way to the ground. Untuck your toes. Separate your knees a little wider than your hips. And then bend your legs so that your feet come together behind you. So you have 2 choices. You can take one hand back and then the other to take your ankles. Or if you want to try, you can interlock your hands behind you, reach back, and see if you can take your ankles at the same time. So this is a little more symmetrical movement, but a little more challenging. From there, take your forehead to the ground and see if you can root your pubic bone down a bit. It's like someone's standing on the top of your hamstring. And then reach up, look forwards, take your chest forwards and your shins back. And then you can bob a little up and down in this and explore your breath in bow. 1, 2, and 3. Maybe lift your knees a little higher. And exhale, release. Take your hands by your low ribs. Tuck your toes, firm your legs. Come up to a knee plank or a full plank there. And back into downward facing dog. Pedal it out. And bend your knees. And come all the way down onto your back. So you can step or hop. Transition yourself all the way down onto your back. Let your head come down to the ground. And then bring your knees in towards your chest. Squeeze them in. You can rock a little side to side on your low back. And then bring your feet together, knees together, and take your hands out to the sides in a big T position. And you can pop your hips if you look up. Pop your hips a little to the left to let your knees fall to the right. So it's a little lateral pelvic movement to the left. And when you let your knees fall to the right, you might feel that your head is a little more aligned with your hips. Now let's take a few breaths into our twist. Maybe you notice a little restriction in the lungs and the twist, and see if you can push your breath into the areas that feel a little bit more tight. Like you're popping yourself open from the inside, from the breath. Notice what parts of your body are making contact with the ground. And then one at a time, let your legs come to center. You can curl up, center your hips, and then take your hips a little to the right, and let your knees come in and let them fall to the left as you reopen up through your arms. And notice, how does your upper back feel here? What about your neck and shoulders? Can you let your head get a little heavier? And then one at a time, let your knees come to center. You can kind of curl up and center your hips and drop your feet to the ground. This last thing we're going to do is for our neck. So let your arms open up about 45 degrees away from your body. And if you're okay in your neck, you don't have whiplash or cervical mischief going on, then you can try this, or you can proceed really slowly and add on to it. So we'll start by tucking our chin to the chest, like really engage the front of the neck muscles, and then lift your head a little off the floor, and maybe lift it a lot off the floor, and keep trying to make that double chin, tucking your chin down towards your chest, and see if you can relax your shoulders and keep that chin tuck. And then slowly, keeping the chin tuck, lower your head back to the ground and relax your head and neck. Breath in and out. We'll do it one more time. So again, tuck the chin, lift the head a little, maybe a lot, and then if you can, look over your right shoulder, but keep that chin tuck. And keep your shoulders soft. And then come to center, keep the chin tuck, reestablish that, and look over your left shoulder. And see if you can let go your shoulders a little more, but engage the front of the neck a little more. And then come to center again and slowly lower. Resist, decelerate. And when your head hits the floor, fully relax your head and neck. You can outstretch your legs fully if you like. We'll take a couple minutes to allow the whole body to integrate the practice. So you might take a big breath in, exhale it all out, maybe out of the mouth. You're welcome to close your eyes and allow your body weight to sink. And if it feels safe for you, just notice if it's okay to let go a little, and maybe a little more, and peel back another layer, and soften. And for a few moments, instead of reaching out to grab life, receive it. Let it come to you. You might have the time to stay here a little longer if you're at home, and stay for as long as you like. You might start to roll your head side to side, and maybe roll your wrists and your ankles too. Get some movement into the far reaches of your body. Maybe sweep your arms over your head and give yourself a big stretch. Point your toes, arch your back. Let your knees come into the chest. You can come up however you do. Some people like to roll to the side. Use your hands to press you up to a seat. Thank you so much for sharing in this practice with me today. May you have peace.